Theory of relativity. The quantum theory of light. E equals mc squared. The Brownian movement, and even to an extent the Manhattan Project. He is the man whose name is synonymous with the word genius. Everyone talks about how brilliant Albert Einstein was, but we hardly ever heard the story about his struggles and failure. Despite the fact that he is one of the most brilliant minds to ever walk the Earth's surface, even he himself struggled to get a job and had faced many rejections in his life. In today's video, let's take a look at Einstein's story, how his imagination solved many of life's greatest equations. You'll want to stick around to the end to get another key in untapping your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Born on March 14, 1879, in Ulm, southwest Germany, Albert Einstein grew up in a middle-class family. Throughout his childhood, his family believed there was something wrong with him. Einstein was a slow learner who did not speak until the age of 4. A lot of people thought Einstein would never achieve success because of his intellectual challenges. Einstein was 5 years old when his father showed him a pocket compass to keep him entertained while he was ill. This ignited a fire in his heart and became the start of his fascination with science. I can still remember, or at least believe I can remember, that this experience made a deep and lasting impression upon him. Something deeply hidden had to be behind things. At school, Einstein was a good student. Most of his grades were high. And Einstein was near the top of his class, thanks to his two favorite subjects, science and mathematics. You can say that his grades were largely determined by his enthusiasm for the subjects. At 10 years old, Einstein began self-learning. He taught himself geometry by the age of 12, and by 15, he had fully mastered calculus. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. But Einstein hated school. He didn't like how success was taught, which depend only on memorization and obeying authority. Most teachers waste their time by asking questions that are intended to discover what a pupil does not know, whereas the true art of questioning is to discover what the pupil does know or is capable of knowing. At the age of 15, Einstein dropped out of school, renounced his citizenship, and fled Germany to avoid military service. For a while, he belonged to no particular country and despised nationalism, preferring to be a global citizen. During this time, his parents were concerned that their son would live a bleak future. But Albert Einstein didn't abandon his studies. Soon after, Einstein became a Swiss citizen. He also applied to the prestigious Swiss Federal Institute of Technology after moving to Switzerland. And believe it or not, he failed the entrance exam. Albert Einstein, the man of his whiz, failed an exam. He, of course, aced the math and physics section of the entrance exam, but didn't know much about the language, zoology, and botany sections. And the fact that the exam was in French didn't help matters. As a result, Einstein failed the exam and had to take it a second time when he was finally admitted. After finally graduating in 1901, he struggled to find work in academia for nearly a decade. Indeed, every one of Einstein's professors recognized his brilliance, but they were also bothered by his rebellious and disobedient side. As a result, they refused to recommend him for various positions, and many academic institutions refused to hire him. Young Einstein desperately needed money, so he got a job as a clerk in a patent's office, very far from what he originally wanted. But the job would turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Einstein found that when he was done evaluating patents for the day, he could use the rest of his time to work on scientific research, his real passion. The year 1905 was Einstein's year of miracles. He had managed to publish 4 papers in a German scientific journal that altered our understanding of the universe. Of course, his findings were not always accepted at first, but after years of non-stop writing and research, Einstein developed generally accepted theories of relativity, the quantum theory of light, and the world's most famous equation, the mass-energy equivalence. Because of his notable accomplishments, Einstein began traveling abroad, visiting Asia, the Middle East, and the United States, where he lectured at Columbia University and Princeton. He had even turned down teaching positions at prestigious universities like Oxford and other European colleges in order to relocate to the United States. He accepted a position as a faculty member at the Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, where he stayed for the rest of his life studying and also sharing his discoveries to his students. On April 17, 1955, Einstein checked himself into the Princeton Hospital in New Jersey after his abdominal aortic aneurysm burst. He had previously undergone surgery for his illness, but this time he refused to take the procedure again, saying it was tasteless to prolong life and that it was time to go. Einstein died the following day. I have no special talent. I'm only passionately curious. Once you stop learning, you start dying. Albert Einstein. When Einstein was younger, people around him didn't think he amounted to anything. Lazy, retarded, ambitiousless, all these negative labels were thrown to him. Even when the man began to gain the recognition he deserved, the science community themselves didn't accept his early papers. I mean, what would you do if you were in his shoes? I'm sure you consider stopping, or even quitting. But Einstein never gave up on his work and his passion. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. According to Einstein himself, there are 3 rules of work. 1. Out of the clutter, find simplicity. 2. From the discord, find harmony. And 3. And in the middle of difficulty lies opportunities. Follow your curiosity, whatever it is, and wherever it leads you. Never be afraid to question the world around you. And don't be afraid to make mistakes and fail along the way. Someone who has never made a mistake has never attempted anything new. Read all the books, articles, and materials that you can. Take classes, read interviews, do whatever you literally can to have an understanding of what it means to succeed in your passion. What do you have to lose by learning more? Think about what you can gain instead. Remember that your job is never done. There's always something new to read, learn, and do. Dare to discover, and dare to make mistakes. Dare to do, right? That is what distinguishes successful people from unsuccessful ones. Don't be afraid to face your fears, and don't be afraid to pursue your dreams. To be the best you can be, you don't have to be the next Einstein. You just have to keep moving forward. The world is waiting for you. Keep this in mind. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. Albert Einstein. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.